Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Sefian FM, and we are back with Satisfactory. Now, the first episode I put out the other day was more of just kind of the gameplay itself. What I've been busy with doing, and kind of my existing setup. I wasn't really originally thinking of doing a series on this since everyone else on Earth is, but in in many of the Let's Plays that I've actually watched, I don't really see a lot of this is how I organize everything. And with my problems visualizing all the organizational side of this game, I figured, what the hell, I might as well try my hand at it and see what I can come up with. So that is actually what this series is going to be. I don't know how long it's going to last. It may be one episode or two, I don't know. But, so that is what this is going to be. As you can see, well, first off, I am pretty far into the game. I've got 40 plus hours in. I've upgraded my tier levels quite a bit. I have almost everything open in the game except a couple of, things here and there that are a higher end. So I've got a lot open in the game. What I have done, this is the intro area I showed you in the last episode. You can see things are dramatically different. The only really thing that's the same is this space elevator is still there, taking up a shitload of space. But I basically got I'm standing on a bunch of storage containers. What I originally had was even more of a mess. You had the iron ore miners right there going into smelters, coming out with iron ingots. We're then going into making iron plates, going into making some iron pipes. Iron pipes were then going in to make nail or screws and things like that. It became an even larger mess. I started realizing I had so much material of the beginning items like the iron plates and the pipes, and then even the nail or the screws. I keep calling them nails. I didn't have a lot of the higher end stuff. Like, well, I mean, this, you just saw one somewhere. I don't know where it went. Probably up here. But the reinforced, there it is, the reinforced iron plates, things like that. So I needed to start building them. And I had a couple of these assemblers going that would take all the screws and all the plates, create, reinforced iron plates, and then pipe it through this whole, I'm not going to say efficient, but this organizational structure that I've got going on. Over here, you've got, steel production and into steel beams and things like that. So it's evolved. I won't say anywhere near efficiently, but, that's kind of what this series is going to be. You can also see crude oil coming all the way back from way the hell over there. That was a bitch to get, I will tell you. Any of the higher end stuff is going to be a lot more painful to get simply because you've got a lot higher end foes to deal with, and you got to take them all out. Apparently they don't respawn, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But so I've got this line of crude oil going. So this is what basically this intro area looks now. I've moved everything, and you can see I no longer have the hub here. I've moved everything way over to my copper set of operations. What I originally was thinking, and you can see these blue lines here, are basically the tractor. I did find out the tractor needed fuel, so that was my own stupidity. But you can see these blue things are basically the automated route that the tractor takes. And it would come in, it would drop off all its copper supplies here, and then go all the way back, and then around, back to the copper truck stop, because you need 2 truck stops, pick up everything, and then bring it back again. I started realizing this area is so beyond pointless that I'm going to leave this stuff here, let it keep creating all this wonderful items, but I'm going to switch, I'm basically going to reverse this and have everything piped into the truck stop and move it straight over to the copper area, which is my new base of operations. Once I started dealing with that, I started realizing there's really no point in having a tractor system. Again, not efficient, but I might as well just set up belts. I'm now into Mark III belts, which are fast as sin. I'll show you in a minute. But I've got belts. You can see them going all the way over into my copper setup. So let's go take a quick look at that now. And if anyone is doubting the speed of these Mark III belts, I mean, I'm not even running. If I start running, it goes even faster. Of course, still got glitches into the ground, a little weird there. Some just issues here and there about that. But, I mean, this setup is insane right now. And this area, I'm probably not going to clean up too much right now. And I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute. But you can see this new copper operation. You still have the copper supplies up there. You still have the coal going in. Is the truck stop still there? Yeah, the truck stop is still there. So things are kind of going into all these containers. And I'm using all that just as storage to gather items. So things are, I don't think this truck stop is really needed anymore because you can see that that truck is just dead in the water of the tractor. So, but what I do have is containers that are just full with stuff coming over from the other, my original supply area. And you can see just chock full of all this stuff, which is, it's great because I need a whole bunch. Oh, I'm into the plastic era now, which is nice. But look at all of this. This second tier stage container, so double the normal container amount, but is just full of crude oil that I can use, which is terrific. So, but here's my new hub. Here's my new base of operations. You can see, let's see, if I go back, all of tier 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've got everything. Now, the one thing I am working on is right now is jetpack. So tier 6, I don't have anything. Expanded power infrastructure, jetpack, gas mask. That's what I'm kind of working on. But what I would like to do now, and I've been kind of gearing up. I figured this entire series would be a lot better if I just upgraded my tiers. So I went tier crazy and upgraded as much as I could. Right now, these things, though, are such a bitch. So I'm waiting for heavy modular frames. I've got the motors, and then computers are just a pain in the ass to make. But it would be so much easier if all of this was automated. So I had been thinking about this series for a while. I'm 40 plus hours into this game. I've been thinking about it for a long ass time. This is what our new setup is going to be. So right now, this is a wide open area. It will be full of production materials I've got my smelting down here pretty much. I don't know if I want to move it. I may move it at some point, but I've got a whole bunch of, this is copper. I've got 2 irons. I've got the coal over there. So I've got, iron production, iron ingot production. I've got copper ingot production, and I've got steel over there. This is Caterium ore, I believe is what it's called. And you can see that big ass line all the way out there. That's where that's coming from. Again, pain in the ass to get. But at some point, this is going to be very useful to get, higher end wiring and all of that. I also have, that was a bad idea. Well, didn't hurt me at all. So this is my Caterium ore. Again, I've got everything going into this little, storage area as kind of a side storage, then throwing it into this smelter that's making the ingots. Lastly, I have my cement, basically. The stone miner comes in, drops everything off, and then if I can't get up here, no, there we go. Drops everything, son of a gun, into this smelter or a constructor and makes, concrete, which is, I'm going to need a shit ton of this stuff to make this entire area. I'm actually going to need to move this entire line out. So that might be a problem. Or I might just have it, actually I might go over it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I would like it probably to go over this rock right here, my main setup. I might actually move my concrete production underneath the factory. So I might actually have a level 0. I have not figured that out yet. So as we head up to this big ass mountain over here, just to kind of take a quick gander at the lay of the land, you can see way over there, that space elevator still looks huge from this vantage point. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it goes all the way up. Freaking crazy. You can see the copper supply over there. You can see this wide open area, and I'm basically going for, this entire section is going to be covered at some point. So my initial idea right now is half of this area is going to be covering kind of the ore production, not the ore production, but the, not the smelting, but the basic production of goods. So iron plates, pipes, screws, things like that. I'm going to be doing in this section. Then in my other section, and it may be down here, I don't know. I'm still kind of debating all that. My next section is going to be the full-on assembly of everything. So, the high-end computer parts, the, modular frames and the heavy modular frames and all of that. That will probably be done back down on this side, or at least on this side right here, halfway down. So the first area is going to be an ore per level. So iron will be on the first, cement on level 0 maybe. Copper on level 2. I've got Caterium, I've got steel. So I've got a bunch of things that can build upwards. And I think what I'm going to try and do today is just the very initial iron production, get iron plates, get a ton of iron plates, get a ton of pipes, and get a real ton of screws, because you need a ton of screws, and it's a pain in the ass. So what I'll do is I'll just have all of these supply drops right now going into constructors. They will go into other constructors if need be, like nails, and then finally another set of basically just storage bins right out there. So now the good part is I've got a ton of iron. I've got iron coming in from way over there. I've got iron in from here if I need to. Actually, I don't have iron coming in from way over there, but I can if I want to. I've got iron somewhere. Oh, behind these trees. There's 2 iron things here. And I've got 1, 2, 3 right over here. So I've got an absolute ton of iron if I need to. But again, I need to move this line. So I might have to do that first. So anyway, let's get to it. So I've remapped the line, and you'll see that I've got MK3 conveyor belts here and only 1 here. So what I got to do is upgrade all of that. And I'm trying to jump on it so I can get a little faster. And then you'll see it's all the way kind of around. If you're looking for efficiency in this save, or in this series, please just go elsewhere. This is not going to be efficient at all. Especially, if I'm going to ever put miners there, this might be a problem. But at the same time, this is kind of my first attempt at organizational stuff. I was never good at Factorio in it. I actually had to have the Rugged Gamer deal with mine, but, or at least help me out with it. So efficiency is not going to be my strong suit. However, this longer line also means that I get more supplies down here, which I guess could benefit. So that's what I'm doing now. Next up will be trying to get over this rock, I guess, and get some of these floorings going. You do notice, and I did say it earlier, I do have coal production now. So I have barely touched biomass and biofuel. I don't know if it's going to come in at a later date. However, I just don't, I don't pick up leaves or stuff anymore since I just simply don't need it. There is, let's see if I can get upstairs. So you'll see my biomass reactors are doing nothing. And I guess maybe I could throw in a bunch of, a little storage container and just have everything go into a biomass reactor. I don't really find the need because I've got so much power coming in from the coal plants. It's it's just absolutely incredible. But if you notice, I've got all these things open, and if you go down, I've got fuel that I can make out of this crude oil. Fuel, I'm sure, will do a great job powering, tractors and trains and things like that will be coming. So that is definitely going to be a help. I've got plenty of ways that I can power this entire area. But for right now, let's get to building some floors. Well, ladies and gents, it's a rough, I will give you that, but this is how it's going to start out. Now, this is a process that most likely will take a lot of different variations. I will probably undo all of this at some point, because obviously it does not look anywhere near as good as enough. However, right now I just need to start setting up automation. So if you noticed in that little montage I just did, These were actually one step out, which is a little too close to that farting green gas area. And I was getting hurt, so I didn't really care for that. So the only issue I'm going to have right now, I think, is this Caterium ore is going to have to come out and kind of come around and up. So I'm not really sure how it's going to all work. I will probably have to redo all of these. So what I'm going to do is originally, every level is going to have a different ore, I think I said. And so iron's going to be on this first one. Copper is going to be on the next one up. And then from there, I've got crude oil, I've got Caterium, I've got steel. So steel's probably going to be third. And then crude oil and then Caterium. So this thing's going to rise up and up. I don't know what the ceiling limit is on this thing, on this game. But I'm assuming I can get up to those levels. But we will see. So next, what I'm going to do is start putting down some constructors so I can start making some of the main, goods, the plates, the screws, and all of that. Well, ladies and gents, we're back. I was going to do a montage for you. Unfortunately, work called, and I had to get involved in that for a little while, so I couldn't record for a few hours. But this is my basic setup. It is not good. It's lined up, which is a lot better than before. I just don't know how to really make it more efficient. You can see we've got Mark III belts going up and, here and there. However, everything's getting supplies. So basically the way we have it is we have these two constructors are making plates, and those two are making pipes. One of the pipes is going into this constructor, which is making screws. And then everything is going into these four big-ass level 2 containers. So you'll see, let's see how many, we got a couple going already. So basically, I'm just going to let this get full. I'm going to work my way up to the second level, kind of doing a little work in between episodes. However, my main thought was going to be have, the assembly plants somewhere around there or even over there. However, reinforced plates is next for me in my mind, and I can't do that until, I get an assembly area going. So that is going to be an issue because we've got nails and plates over here, and that means we've got to bring them around somewhere, somehow. I still don't know how we're going to transport everything, how the bus system is going to work. I probably need to study up on that a little bit better. And then, once the bus system is set, figure out how we're going to get the assembly section done. So anyway, that is going to be it for right now for this episode. We do have the iron levels going. We do have a bunch of pipes right now. We do have a bunch of nails, and this is just going to keep on going and going and going. So we have a okay start. It's just a matter of continuing on and seeing how much more efficient we can actually get. So the organization continues next time. So anyway, thank you as always for watching. I am Sefian FM. Take care and enjoy.